Hey, what's up everybody? The Ryouseiken here, coming to you with some more Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. Okay, so what have we discovered? Okay, we have these footprints here that are left by a shoe that is definitely bigger than Peter Carey's boots. So obviously enough that implies that the footprints belong to the suspect in question that either took the box out of this little building, or it's the person who killed Peter Carey. Doesn't necessarily mean I don't think that the person who killed him and the person who took the box are the one and the same, but it's possible. My current suspect is obviously no one, but I do have an idea of the fact that it has to be somebody who's really strong. You know, somebody who can wield a harpoon and stab somebody with the force to impale them against the wall. So we're going to set up an ambush with the inspector, and we're going to see how this turns out.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Window?
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
Can I do anything here? Well, how do I set up the ambush?
Mr. Holmes? We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Can I go back here? Oh, hiding place. Here it is.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
And it immediately jumps me to the next little tidbit of plot. So far I'm really enjoying this. The Black Peter case. It feels like something's caught in my throat. That's unpleasant.
Shh! Did you hear that?
Who is that?
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there!
Yep. Alright, let's get around here.
Mr. Holmes, come and see what we've caught.
I'm right here, I'm right here.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? Then what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Neligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough! You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Sherlock Holmes doing his thing. Alright, let's see. We're continuing to investigate the murder of Peter Carey. We can head to Scotland Yard. Alright, this is the evidence that we have. We have the unidentified footprints, boots that do not match the footprints, an outline in the dust that shows that something was removed, a box full of, like, important things to Peter Carey, abbreviations that we have no idea what they mean, that had a blood stain on it that was dropped. Let's see, knife, ship's logs, tobacco pouch, a well-kept garden. She went on a pilgrimage, and the profile of the victim shows that he's a really strong dude. Alright, so let's see what interrogating will bring about. Interrogate suspect and examine Neligan's belongings.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes, I do say.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, is there anything we can do around here? There's a map. A bunch of wanted posters. Lots of rewards offered to get these people behind bars.
Mr. Holmes?
Who's this door belong to? Staff room. Evidence room. Here it is. Anything around here that we can look at? Neligan's belongings. Yeah, let's take a look.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Isn't this the same notebook?
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
We need evidence to figure out what the abbreviations mean. A ring? Hey, there's something inside. From R. Dawson to my friend and partner, 1883.
And partner, 1883. From R. Dawson. To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Alright, so we had to investigate every little bit of his ring.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
Wait,
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
in our evidence. Where is it? Notebook found. Oh, wait, the abbreviations. JHN was only on the front. So we do know that JHN is the suspect. A sharp knife. Blade shows no sign of use. That's a dialogue option. Dialogue and search archives.
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Interesting. Alright, let's head back to... Let's actually head back to Baker Street. Because it seems like we can use the archives that are at his place in order to unlock further clues to help us with our interrogation. Alright, let's see.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
Aw, doggy!
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Alright, so let's see.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Alright, these are his archives. Search for Dawson, 1883. Heavy gold ring with inscription. Okay, so let's see. It wouldn't be this, would it? Antique Art Institute, a House of Parliament. It might be something to do with history, right? We'll start with history first.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
From R. Dawson. Oh, we can go to newspapers. Shit. Dawson and Neligan are bankrupt. Dawson and Neligan Investment Fund bankrupt, Neligan missing. The Dawson and Neligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. The liquidation of company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Neligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Neligan is wanted by both the police and his creditors. So we're dealing with a John. This is Joshua. So this Neligan must be his dad. Maybe trying to cover his tracks or something?
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
There it is. Documents. I think we can head back now. Scotland Yard. So we're going to have to do a lot of back and forth, it would seem. We still don't know what the initials mean inside the notebook. I'm trying to keep all this information in my head because I have a bad tendency to forget something that I learned like a few minutes beforehand. So I'm going to try not to do that. Inspector Lestrade. Morgue. Can I go down to the morgue? Is the body here? Does not look like there's anything here. Maybe I'm going to have to come down here at a later time when there's a murder mystery. Well, this is a murder, but I guess the body wasn't moved. Maybe it will be moved later.
Mr. Holmes?
Okay. Well, John Neligan. Alright, let's do this.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Neligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Neligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Neligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Neligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Why do I feel like I don't believe him? I'm not sure. I mean, he decides to disappear to try and, you know, fulfill his debt. For some reason, I have an issue with that statement. Alright, he has a shabby cap. Thin neck. A patch. Expensive fabric. Scars. Callus. Short sleeves. Where's the last thing? Oh! Elaborate buttons. He's remarkably, like... If he's a struggling family trying to, like... whose father was trying to pay, like, an enormous debt, why is he wearing such expensive stuff? It's strange. Let's question him about the notebook first.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Neligan.
Believe me, I'm Sherlock Holmes. You little bastard. Sea knife.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Neligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Very quickly coming to that.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
It has always belonged to me. Profile the victim. Let's see. Father's jacket, tobacco pouch. Ring's engraving. It belongs to his father.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Thank God I caught him there. Okay. He had like... Let me just take a quick look. A shabby neck. Thin neck. Patch. Expensive fabric. Elaborate buttons. And he has... Let me just take a look at his hands again. Scars. Callus. I don't know what a callus is, actually, to be honest. Yeah, something messed up his hands, and he's wearing expensive clothing. Yeah, it's so weird.
So, Mr. Neligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
The ring is his. We just called him out for it. Raised in wealth, but after the desertion of the father, he and his family fell into poverty. He worked to earn money by cleaning fish. Despite undertaking such manual work, Neligan remains physically weak. Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to use the harpoon anyway. That's what I think. Let's use the profile of the victim against him. Shit!
So, Mr. Neligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
So is it just going to keep repeating it? So
The ring is mine.
is it protecting me? Is it like... I'm a dummy. Let's see. Profile the victim doesn't work. Rings engraving doesn't work. Tobacco pouch has no... There we go.
No, Mr. Neligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Neligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Interesting. Joshua Neligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Neligan's disappearance.
So, just out of curiosity, am I always going to be able to select the correct answer when I make a mistake, or is this just like a tutorial level that's like holding my hand? Because I don't know. I thought I had something there by picking out his profile because, you know, he was in poverty, yet he's saying an expensive ring is his. I thought I had the right mindset there. John Neligan seems to not be his usual thief, but what is his role in all that? Ship's logs for the year 1883 might put some light on the connection between Peter Carey and Neligan's father. Peter Carey had given up smoking a long time ago, but he might have still have kept a pouch, although the wife had not seen it before she was forbidden to set foot inside the cabin. Let's think about this here. No gardener. No? Let's see. Break-in and Neligan's notebook. The break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook that had been lying in a pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. Do we have anything else that we can put? Yeah. There we go. Experiment required. We need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Yeah, that's what was going on through my head.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Prepare for harpoon throwing experiment. I like this. I like this a lot. I'm still a little bit embarrassed by how much I messed up there, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna play this game perfectly. I suffice it to say. Open deduction. Can we make any more deductions? Breaking attempts, we already deduct that, I think. No, we are. Oh, we already know that's incorrect. Huh, really? I don't think we're gonna find anything else there. Alright, let's stage a reconstruction then, see if Watson can help us.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
What?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Alright, we're gonna see.
I need to take a harpoon with me.
Alright, so we have to head back to Woodman's Lee.